Yo, this is the ArtCast. Hey, 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 yo, yeah. Hi.
So flirty.
May I offer you something?
Sure. Oh, that's adorable. This is something Joe Rogan doesn't have.
No, he does not. Hello.
Do you, since this is podcast number 4, have you been, studying Joe Rogan a little bit more? Or you stopped?
I haven't listened to like a full podcast of his in a while.
Uh-huh.
So no. Hang on. It was all that setup was like so
Intense?
stressing me out.
It's all good. Relax.
We're upping the ante, a third camera.
You want to start? Oh, I hope everybody enjoyed our new little theme song.
Oh yeah, we're gonna definitely use that again. Yeah. I might do a little tweak of the audio,
Really?
add some reverb or something.
I was thinking about making a new theme song at the end of this podcast.
We'll definitely do some musical numbers.
Yeah.
In this one. But anyway, before we go too far, we should show the camera this beautiful bottle that Oscar brought from Mexico. It's the closest camera to me, so I'll... Mezcal Artisanal, Maria Juana.
Yeah.
Maria Juana, there we go. That's what is it called Maria Juana?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
They call marijuana
yeah.
Maria. I never thought of it as
marijuana.
Maria Juana.
Yeah.
Just Mary is the Americanized version. What is maguey?
Maguey is the kind of liquid from the agave.
So it's... Okay.
And then you ferment it, and that's where you get the alcohol.
So agave, tequila and mezcal are both come from agave, but they're prepared differently?
Yes. And I don't know the specifics of it, but there's a different taste.
It's perfect. My shot glass is the exact right theme for
Mine is British themed, since we're still mourning the death of the Queen.
That's right.
But I'm excited to hear what you think of this. All right?
I've never tried it before.
So,
this is first shot on camera. Brooke, why don't you come over here and cheers with us? Brooke has one too.
Cheers. What are we cheering for?
Why don't you pop a squat?
Yeah, pop a squat.
Oh, sorry.
Kanye being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're not on the mic, but...
Cheers.
I think it caught that.
Yeah.
That's nice. I can taste the marijuana.
And isn't it smooth? Smoother than typical tequilas or mezcales?
Yeah.
For 45% alcohol, I'm really surprised by how smooth it is. It's also a bit sweet.
And then the aftertaste, you're gonna feel the marijuana hit.
Oh yeah?
I'm not gonna get fucking high.
Yeah, bro, let's get high.
Brooke, there are children who might be watching this podcast. Watch your language.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we don't swear, but we do talk about adult themes.
You do.
Well, hello everybody. This is the ODcast podcast. We're gonna start the show now. My name is Oscar.
My name's Dylan.
I liked the last episode with Hunter, and thank you for the compliments.
Yeah, I talked about how much I would depend on you to be the host of this.
Yeah, but
show.
I don't feel like I'm the host, but I feel like you're the host.
You're a natural. Look at the way you just said welcome to the cast, and I can't do it. I feel so awkward saying that.
The hardest part for me is I don't know which camera to look at while I'm talking. Like, hi.
I don't think you need to look at any of them. You can just we can look at each other. You can look around. I don't. none of the podcasts I listen to are really like directed at the camera.
That's true. I mean, and you're a master of editing, and I know you're still working on it, but I love every episode how you're progressing. It's making me laugh. Oh, we even forgot to do the little thing, our little sock thing. I love that part.
I have a slipper on and no socks.
And my Oscar the Grouch socks.
Oh, that's Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Ninja Turtle at first.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
They kind of look similar.
You know, because they're green. Yeah.
Sounds racist now that I say.
I don't care.
They're just both green.
They're both green, yeah. But I just want to correct you. I'm not an artist. Thank you for saying I'm an artist in front of Hunter, but I'm not an artist.
Well, first of all, you are in all senses of the word. You make visual art, but music is an art too, and you're a musician.
Yeah.
And you write songs, you write music.
But
That's
like
art.
in the sense of like visual sense, I don't think I am an artist. I feel like I would be an artist once I get an exhibit or an exhibition of my art pieces. But as of now, I'm just doing it for S hits and giggles.
See, if I don't think there's a measure of like certain level of acclaim you need to be an artist.
Yeah.
You're an artist if you make art.
I guess.
And if it comes from the right place, which with you it does.
When did you say to yourself, I'm an artist? Like, when did you feel confident to say, yeah, I'm an artist? And how old were you?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't really know. I definitely I was making art all through high school in my teen years, but I probably wouldn't have had the audacity to go around saying I'm an artist. But I'm certainly not like a professional artist. I don't make a living selling paintings. I make a living like teaching the arts, but that's
I think you're a professional artist, man. I mean, you're trying to survive in what on the society of what an artist is, but which we'll talk about that later since our conversation is about Kanye. But you know what you're going through.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, what you're going through is pretty awesome. How you're surviving from being an artist and doing art, and you're pretty prolific, bro. Pretty prolific. For me, it just takes so much struggle just to do one art piece, and I'm not even good. I'm below mediocre, but I still do it just because I need to take that aggression, passion, whatever I have internally out. And if it's not good, it's not good. I just move on.
That's, I think, the truest kind of artist, where you just have the impulse to create, get your emotions out. That's what art should be. It shouldn't be some kind of like commercial trade. Although it's great if you can turn it into that, but I don't think that makes you an artist any more than like some outsider, self-taught artist just making stuff for themselves.
Would you ever do those cartoonish things at sports games?
Like caricatures?
Yeah,
of
would you ever do
people?
that? Would you ever do that for fun?
I don't think I have the people skills and like desire to like meet all these strangers and try to draw them.
That's true. You may not have that, but you do have the art skill to make it look really awkward and surreal and disturbing.
That's not easy to do. Like to get those like caricatures. I'm not practiced with drawing that way, and I don't think I'd be. It would take a learning curve to like, because they're really good at finding that little physical trait that makes someone look like them and exaggerating the. Not gonna lie, it's out of it.
It's a hit on your insecurities, on your low self-esteem. One time, a person did that to me, and I just hated myself. I still do for like 2 months, seeing it, and my mom still has it as like a prize frame. I hate it. You
got to take a picture and send it to me for the podcast.
No,
That'll be so funny.
No. My face is like an 8. So like my chin's big, and then the rest of my head's big, and this right here is just super small. So it's like,
but that's not really how you look.
But that's how the guy did it. I mean, so yeah.
It's like being roasted by a stand-up comedian. It's not necessarily the truth. They like just exaggerate little things and make them funnier.
I wonder if caricature artists ever got into fights.
I'm sure it's happened.
Or like they got beaten up because of it. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I know it has happened.
By the way, thank you for also making a delicious cocktail.
What'd you think? Oh, let me try it. Let's try it.
You haven't tried it yet? Yeah. I started drinking it because I thought you were drinking it.
I was drinking the other drink, which is just a carbonated drink.
This has a little squirt in it, though. Grapefruit soda. Grapefruit, right?
Yeah.
Soda. So it's carbonated, too.
Mhm.
It's got a little fizz.
But there's alcohol in it, too.
Oh, I think they know that. But also has, like, floating jalapeno flakes. This beautiful concoction. It's a little spicy, a little boozy, a little sweet.
It's my first time doing it, too.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you call it? A Paloma?
Yeah, it's a Paloma. I added more other stuff. Because a Paloma normally is just 3/4 squirt and 1/4 tequila. I just fool around with it. 'Cause why not?
3/4 squirt and one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you added like some real nice pizzazz.
Yeah, and I added more tequila than average. But let's talk about this new segment of the show. It's called Whose Artist Is This? I'm going to show you some artworks, and then you're going to tell me who it is.
Great.
Okay.
I didn't even know this was happening.
I know. I wanted to surprise you. And I want you to show it to everyone, and I want you to know what you think, and then afterwards tell me, who do you think it is?
Paul McCartney.
Okay, but go on, go on.
Is it? Is it?
It's Paul McCartney, yes.
Well, what I should do is maybe like look this up on
Yeah.
Google and put it as an actual image.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how well that's going to translate to
But
these cameras.
But for you as a reference to see what it is.
I recognize his style right away. I don't recognize his particular painting,
Yeah.
but I know he likes this weird color of like yellowish brown a lot. I guess it's a beach scene. It's not bad. It's not good either.
Okay, the next one.
It's probably really big. I'll give him that. He paints pretty big
Yeah,
canvases.
just like you. You're a big guy.
Sometimes
You're a
I
big
do
guy.
a lot of really small paintings.
You do, like the ones in the back.
Yeah, I honestly feel more comfortable making those.
Like
but
the Dali with the melted clock. I found out that it's super small.
yeah, it's pretty small.
Have you ever seen it in person?
Yeah,
I am so jealous.
I think it's at MoMA in New York City.
Oh, I thought it was in Florida at the Dali Museum.
Am I wrong
St.
about
Petersburg.
that? I could have
don't know.
sworn it's one of the Dalis at MoMA.
Okay, here's the other one. Whose artist is it, and who?
Oh. It looks a bit digital.
I copied and pasted. I snapshot it from the internet. So
Well, yeah, but even like the original medium, it looks like it could be a Procreate drawing or something. Is this a trick question? Is this another McCartney?
it's a McCartney.
It's that same color.
Yeah, he likes those colors.
Is that titled? Is that supposed to be a particular?
Oh,
Portrait of
something
somebody?
about father, like missing father, father, I miss you. Something with daddy issues. Okay, this is the last one. All right, we'd like to know what you think. You know, get into it. You know.
I'm a little more confused by this one. Doesn't look familiar. Is this a trick question? Did you make this?
It's also Paul McCartney.
Whoa. Okay.
I was trying to do my best to find Lars Ulrich artwork.
I don't think he
I
really
don't
makes
think he
art.
does. I think I made a mistake. He's an art collector.
Yeah.
And he loves Basquiat a lot. So I was about to, snapshot a picture of Lars Ulrich, but then I'm looking into it, it's like, that's not Ulrich, that's Basquiat. So
Right.
So-
in Some Kind of Monster, they talk about his art collecting.
yeah, which I thought, okay, I've seen that movie 20 years ago, but like I thought it was also him selling his art, but no, he's just an art collector.
So you just played a trick on me. Trick questions about Sir Paul,
Yeah,
who's
Sir Paul.
next to me here. A nice framed photo that I got you as a sort of a gag gift.
Oh, and I still have it in my place.
Good. I hoped
I
you
love
would.
it. I love it.
I know he's not your favorite Beatle.
No, but he is. I
Who is your
gotta give credit where it's credit's due, and he's extremely talented. So
Yes, I'd agree. He's like one of those people who's super talented, but his like taste and choices don't always align with mine. It's like a little too goody in a way, like his songwriting. Oh God, the people from
neighbors?
First Baptist Church are walking around. They might knock and interrupt us, but we're just gonna ignore them. That'll be a great little bit
Jewish
of drama on
witness
the
vibes?
podcast.
yeah, Jewish witness vibes. Yeah. I mean, Jehovah
Jehovah's.
Witness, Jewish.
You got a little
Witness.
Kanye moment
Oh
there.
boy, oh boy, don't cancel me right now.
Should we get into the topic now?
Yeah.
Do you have any other games planned?
No, that's it. I just because like last time we talked, we wanted to talk about whose art is, what do you think of Lars versus Paul McCartney's art? So I was like, you know what? I'll just bring that up again. So thank you for your input. You are a master of your craft, and I like your opinions. You're more of an artist than a critic, but I do like you to hear your opinions of artwork.
I'm certainly not a critic, but you probably aren't aware of this because he's a very niche art world figure, but one of the greatest art critics ever, in my opinion, just died 2 days ago or a day ago. Peter Schjeldahl.
Is he from New York?
Yeah. He mainly wrote for The New Yorker.
Rest in peace, Pete. This podcast is dedicated to him.
Beautiful. That's a fitting tribute as we talk about one of the most conflicted and controversial artists of our time.
Was he the Kanye West of art critics?
No. He was well loved, very seemed like a really sweet guy. I used to read his art reviews, not even knowing the art he was talking about, but just the prose of his writing is just so beautiful. And I found out reading his obituary this week that he started life as a poet, so it kind of makes sense. He had a way with words.
That's good.
Nice guy.
That's
You should.
good. I'll check it out.
Yeah, check out a book of his writing. But I want to do the thing where I put in a clip of the last couple of minutes of our last podcast.
Yeah.
Snap your fingers. Anyway, I was just saying this to preface another artist that I think we both have spent time listening to and enjoy, maybe for different reasons and different eras of their career. But I think we should review the College Dropout, Kanye West, and whatever his latest album is, which I haven't listened to.
Is it Donda?
It might be. I haven't listened to it.
Oh, dude. It's
So
a good
this is...
So that was great. Wow.
You got to snap him again.
Wow. So we're going to talk about that. That's going to be intense, especially these past 2-3 weeks. A lot of
Yes.
things have happened.
Yes. Unforeseen.
Unforeseen, man. Effing seen. Let me tell you how I prepared. I listened to College Dropout twice, the CD version and the LP version.
Did you
vinyl
just
version.
get that? Did you just pick up the vinyl to
Oh, no, I had
study?
the vinyl years ago.
Oh, wow.
The only vinyls I have from Kanye is Late Registration and College Dropout. So I listened to that, and then I listened to Donda twice, because on Spotify there's Donda, the normal one, then Donda Deluxe.
Right.
And
The Donda, the only one that would play for me on Spotify was the deluxe edition. Is that a glitch on my account, or
I don't know, it could be.
because I tried listening to Donda because it was shorter and I didn't want to hear 3 hours of music.
Yeah.
But Donda was this album is not available, so I had to listen to the
That's
deluxe.
weird. That's really weird. Well,
Maybe that's just
on the
me.
plus side, you kind of got it good because Benjamin 3000 is in it.
He wasn't in the original Donda.
No, he's not in the original Donda. So
I do like his verse.
Oh, yeah.
Second track or something.
pretty good. Pretty good.
He's
and
always good.
And I like the flow of Donda Deluxe more than Donda. Okay, I digress. I also watched the documentary on Netflix, Genius,
Oh,
which
I
kind of
should have done that. I
which
didn't
kind
know.
of parallels to the conversation we make, because the whole documentary is about him trying to make College Dropout, and then the last 2/3 of the third episode is about him in this current state of mind,
Mm-hmm.
So it's just wow. Crazy.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
exactly what we planned to talk
Yeah.
about. It's a series. Then you said there's multiple episodes.
3 episodes. It's a 7.5 hour documentary divided in 3.
Wow.
But yeah, how should we start the College Dropout? Personal experience, your opinions, or
Yeah, personal experience. I was thinking about this just since all the controversy came out. Do we need to acknowledge that before or after we talk about the music? Because it's all everyone's been talking about on social media and like clickbait news articles are like all using Kanye's recent inflammatory remarks to
Even
like,
I am.
get clicks. Yeah, I mean, so am I. So, well, we are doing. I want to clarify. We came up with this idea before.
Yes.
So we'll put that timestamp of. It was like the first. I had to go back and check these dates because I thought, like, was I just oblivious to the
last week of
news?
September or the first week of October? One of those two.
Yeah, it was. I think like first or second that episode
Yeah.
went up, and he didn't like make his anti-Semitic tweet until like the 8th, I think.
Yeah, and then before that, he even said some really disturbing things. I forget what it was. This is like even before the whole Gap thing. Remember when he basically
Yeah.
decided to leave Gap because, Gap is too poor for him?
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said that in an interview. It's like, why would I be with you guys if I'm richer than you? I can do this by myself. And that's, again, I'm really conflicted by him because like there are moments where he's wrong. But when he's wrong, it takes time. He'll agree that he's wrong. He accepts that he's wrong. Like, because the interviewer kind of said like, so Sway was right, huh?
Was
like,
that on
you're
that
right.
Drink Champs or something podcast?
Something like that.
That's the clip I saw where he mentions the Sway thing.
Yeah, and that's okay. I'm going from place to place to place, but like that interview with Sway back in the 2007 2008, that was like the first sign of Kanye for me where I started not liking him. Like, why you gotta yell at Sway for like that, man? Sway's being nice to you, and then you say to him, "You ain't got the answers, Sway," and you're not even looking him in the eye. He's like, "You ain't got the answers." I don't like that. It's like, what? He's not even hitting your ego. He's just trying to think of your well-being.
What was Sway trying to tell him that he's now saying he was right? Like you have to do it yourself or something?
Back in the day, Kanye wanted to have like a fashion product with Gap.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Adidas too. And there's going to be some Kanye fans here to tell me that I'm wrong.
I don't think he has any fans anymore.
There's some fans, or there's Kanye nerds.
Yeah. I'm a fan, actually.
I'm in between. Like, can he just make music? I don't want to hear his politics. I don't want to hear anything else.
He thinks he's too good for music.
Yeah.
He thinks he belongs in like the pantheon of like the greatest humans who ever lived, which musicians can totally be in that realm, but he wants to be like a Steve Jobs or an Elon Musk or like a mega mogul business and like science guy, which he should just stick to what he's best at, which is making music.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, no, what you're saying, you're right. It's just getting me really angry. But
Let's take a breath.
Back to Sway.
We don't need to be angry. It's Kanye.
No.
Yay.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck him. Like the P Diddy. No, this is also before our conversation. This is before the whole P Diddy fiasco. Because before the Jewish comment, he was basically saying that George Floyd died of fentanyl, or he didn't die from cop torture.
When did he? Well, that had to do with Candace Owens made a piece where she like
that was after
said that. That was all okay. That's what I thought.
Geez,
a
man,
lot's
see?
happened in the last 2 weeks.
Going back to Sway, so Kanye's having problems with Gap and or Adidas, and he's already spent like a lot of money, $7 million, $20 million for it, and it's not going well. So Sway said to him, "Dude, you got the money, you got the fame, you got like a meaning behind your name. Why don't you have your own brand? Mm-hmm. You don't need Gap. You don't need Adidas." And that's when Kanye got angry.
You ain't got the answers.
You ain't got the answers.
But now he is doing that.
Yeah,
and
and
he's been working towards that for a while.
I mean, it took him, 12, 15 years to say, yo, you know what? Sway was right. He does got the answers.
I mean, props to him for being able to, is it recapitulate or just capitulate?
Wow,
I get
look
the
at
words
you with
confused,
the fancy words.
but I don't know which one is right.
And me with my ESL saying, 5-cent words.
No, you have great vocabulary. What are you talking about? I'm just admitting I don't know what the right word is, but he's like going back on his word there. Like he's admitting that he was wrong. Uh-huh. And I think Kanye is like saying a phrase like a big enough man just feels like wrong nowadays. That like, but that's what I wanted to say. He's big enough to admit when he's wrong and like correct his past mistakes. So I like respect him a lot. I've been So you said how you prepared listening to the music. I did similar things. I listened to the music mostly, but I couldn't help like watching some of his recent interviews.
Oh, you
like
did
he
that?
did
Oh, you
Piers
tortured
Morgan.
yourself? How was
They
the
were
Piers
entertaining.
Morgan one?
I only made it like halfway through
Yeah.
so far because it just came out like in the last 24 hours.
Oh, jeez.
So I just watched some of it, and it's weird.
Yeah.
He is very adamant about being a Jew now. I don't know if he's backpedaling on like things that were perceived as anti-Semitic and like thinking that if he claims to be Jewish, then
Is he
it's
an
okay.
Israelite now?
He's super Christian as far as I know, and I don't know enough about religion and the history of all these terms to know if that's like those are contradictory,
Yeah.
but I don't see how he could be Jewish beyond some like weird idea of the term that he has in his head. I want to we need to talk about the greater Ye, but I want to talk about the music first and foremost.
Okay.
We'll come back to this.
No,
stuff,
totally,
of course.
totally.
And I have a
We're teasing
confession
the
to make.
fans.
I have a confession to make that I don't know if it'll invalidate my opinions about the music, but I couldn't get through all of Donda Deluxe. I didn't listen to every song. I listened to like the first 3 quarters. And I tried multiple times, but I wanted to hear from the beginning, and like it's over 2 hours, I think, the deluxe on Spotify.
2 hours and 11 minutes.
And that's just not how I consume music.
Yeah.
Like I need like an hour or a 45-minute like chunk to get into an album. And College Dropout is perfect. It's like a great length.
Yes and no.
You like the long
No, because
albums?
this is the weird thing. Because like I'm trying to talk about College Dropout and Donda, and not talk about the stuff between it, right? Like Pablo and all those albums. But I've noticed there's a lot of similarities between those 2 albums. Not a lot of similarities, but like a trend. How about that? All right, let's just I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how to talk about this, trying to organize my thoughts. All right,
It's okay. Let's keep it organic.
let's keep it organic, bro.
It'll get there.
I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. Kanye is one of the greatest producers in hip hop history, hip hop period. College Dropout changed hip hop, changed music. It's one of the greatest albums I wouldn't say the best, but it did change and impacted music in a big sense. And he's got every credit to be happy and confident for what he's done. And before I don't want to sound one of those like boomer guys, before Kanye. But before Kanye, there was just a lot of like ghetto, rappers talking about it. Kanye was the first one to be like, I'm a normal guy wearing a polo shirt, stressing out about life. And he made it. He made it big. He thought of the marketing scheme and everything. And I'm not saying Kanye is the first one to do this, but like he made the trend to say it's okay to have long albums. And I think the College Dropout is a long album. Late Registration is a long album. And then out of nowhere, he kind of stopped a little bit, and he kind of had that pop culture where like less is more. Let me give you some catchy beats, and then I'm gonna be done. Like gonna give you 20 minutes. But it all changed after Donda. Like it all changed with Donda. It's like 90 minutes of music, and then he decides to add more.
Yeah, I couldn't see. I was a little unaware of Kanye, much like I said in the Bob Dylan podcast we did. Like, huge fan of his early work for both artists, or even Smashing Pumpkins. But I've been sort of checked out of like their recent stuff because I'm like, I heard 1 or 2 bad albums, and I'm like, I'm not going to give it that much attention. So I was unaware of the Donda release.
Yeah,
and apparently he was like doing live stream listening parties and like changing the album based on the fans.
I went to that one, to the Donda thing up in Soldier Field.
In person?
In person.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know you went.
It was really cool. Okay,
Was he there?
He was there. He was there. Marilyn Manson was there.
Oh my God.
The Baby was there. There was this woman. Is it the Baby or Lil DaBaby? I don't know. There was this woman.
DaBaby.
Yeah.
Lil Baby's someone else, I think.
There was this woman who I thought it was Rihanna, but it's not.
Is she featured on the album?
No. Well, that's again, this is one of the things I like about Kanye. Like, he thinks as an artist. He brought all those people. I don't know who the woman was. because they were really problematic at the time. You know, Marilyn Manson with sexual assault allegations, the baby with, you know, the aggravated assault allegations, and Kanye being Kanye. So he's releasing this album. He's talking about being Christian. And a big element of being Christian is you need to forgive yourself, you need to forgive us, and move on. So when I saw that, again, the whole thing, like, oh, Kanye's cool. He's a bigger man for admitting his problems. Mm-hmm. This was like 2021, August of 2021. I had hope for him.
There was a huge Soldier Field listening party like in 2021 during COVID.
Yeah.
I can't believe you went. You must have told me, but I totally forgot you went.
Yeah. And then Kim Kardashian was there wearing a white dress. And I'm sorry if now I'm sounding like a guy who listens to like Paris Hilton, all the pop culture stuff. So I'm thinking to myself like, oh my gosh, Kanye and Kim are back together. No, it's not. It was just a whole theatrical thing.
It was actually her, though?
It was actually Kim. And also saw the little kiddos, Northwest and Chicago West. Really cute. They were cute dancing and everything. But going back to the whole thing, like, I was willing to forgive Kanye. Forgive is the lack of a better word. For all the antics he did and the whole Marilyn Manson thing. I was getting it. But then months afterwards or weeks afterwards, he's doing the same problems again and again and again. What's the point of forgiving yourself or doing that if you're going to make the same problems? Are you going to learn from those problems? I get it. We're human. We're human. We make mistakes. But don't boat it if unless you're going to, overcome it and progress from it.
Yeah, seems like to have a complete inability to learn from his mistakes. Yeah. And it seems like he's a glutton for punishment. He wants people to hate him and think he's a monster just because of something he says, and then he earns back the forgiveness of the public and the love of his fans. He brings people back, and then he'll push them away again. He's like some kind of abusive partner in a relationship who pushes people away and then asks them to forgive him over and over. It's
funny you say that because from what you just said, he gives me Neil Young vibes. Because Neil Young does the same thing, but musically speaking. He has the rotation of doing folk music for one album, and then rock music for a second album. And the third album is super experimental, super weird, and the fans hate it.
Yeah.
And then he repeats it, does the folk stuff again, and then brings them all back. And then he does it and repeat and repeat and repeat, and that's why he's got 90 albums and still does more stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a natural part of being a challenging artist. You have to push yourself and you want to push your audience too. So I totally get that about these artists and Kanye in particular. And he said some awful things that I don't agree with, but part of me feels like he doesn't really agree with it either. And he's just trying to press people's buttons and get attention, and he loves the attention of upsetting people.
There's moments where he's honest and true. And there's all other moments where he's totally off.
Lots of moments. His lyrics are I think incredibly, they can be really funny and clever, but they're so honest too.
Yeah. But when he was making comments about abortion, I was not there for that.
That's kind of gross.
White Lives Matter thing. Is he trolling?
He's a mega troll.
I mean, if he's really honest, if he really does mean what he says, then what happened to the old Kanye? Because back in the College Dropout, he's talking about FUCK, the cops. Cops suck, and now he's
White Lives Matter.
White Lives Matter, man. Cops are cool.
He's a contrarian. He just wants to go against whatever the public opinion, the zeitgeist is.
When I was watching the documentary, I was thinking of a comment, a quote. I forget who said it. I think it was Ace Frehley or Gene Simmons, or one of the Beatles. I forget who. It was either one of the members of Kiss or one of the members of the Beatles. They said, "Put money on a person, and they'll show you their true personality."
Give them money.
Give them money to a person, and they'll show you their true personality. And I feel with Kanye having money, this is how he really is. Because back in the day when he was struggling and trying to get his album out, I really liked that. I really enjoyed that. But he changed after that.
Yeah,
Being-
he was relatable because like that's more where we are in our lives. Weren't like mega stars, super rich and famous. Like so, we relate to the college dropout era Kanye, and it's much smaller part of the population that can relate to like megastar Kanye. But maybe his new work like touches them as much as the early stuff. Like we relate to that. Like I think. His work is always going to be like really honest and really authentic to where he's at in his life, and we might just not relate to where he's at anymore. And that's maybe us as an audience, our failure. But I don't really begrudge him anything he's doing.
I agree with you there. Lou Reed wrote an article that he thinks that Kanye is one of the only few artists out there who's making true music, true art. Where he's honest
Lou
with
Reed
himself.
said that?
Yeah, when Pablo was released, that's what he was saying. You know,
Then Lou died.
Lou died, yeah, and I agree with Lou. Like Kanye's music, his discography is honest, blatantly true to himself, and I enjoy that. You know, he shows his flaws, he shows everything, the good sides and the bad sides. One thing I liked about Donda, he's basically talking about. There was a portion of it where he talks. Maybe it's in the deluxe one. Where family's everything for him, and he was willing to do anything to help his family. And then Kim, got a divorce, and he's kind of having a breakdown because of it, because he was programmed to learn that family is first, and since Kim is breaking that apart, it's ruining him. So, do you see that many artists talk about that kind of stuff? Bob Dylan sometimes. I see Bob Dylan do that. I see Lord and Wainwright do that. Yeah.
Never listened to.
I think you'll enjoy him. If you like Bob Dylan, I think you'll enjoy him.
I've heard good things. He's Rufus's father,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
Rufus Wainwright just put out a pretty cringy song with Carly Rae Jepsen this week or recently.
I'm not a fan of Rufus. I'm more a fan of the Papa,
Yeah,
of the daddy.
just like Jeff Buckley and what's his dad's name?
Tim. Do you like?
Tim.
Who do you like? Do you like Jeff or Tim?
Well, I only really know Jeff's music. I've never gone. You told me you recommended I go and listen to Tim Buckley. I still
That's so
haven't.
funny because I know more of Tim than of Jeff, and it wasn't until you and Robert.
That was actually Brooke's playlist that had the. Because I just share her Spotify.
Okay,
account.
so
I don't even have my own.
I loved it. I love that Indian raga thing.
Yeah.
I have a friend. I showed it to him, and even though it was good and all, he didn't like it because his
Cultural appropriation.
not only cultural appropriation, but he didn't deliver the notes where it normally hit. Like it was like a mediocre attempt. But nevertheless, it was amazing. I loved it.
For a white American man who doesn't speak Urdu, I think is the Pakistani language.
Yeah.
For it to be that, who cares if it's a little inauthentic and maybe some of the syllables are botched, but
Yeah.
it sounded amazing.
Yeah, I mean, A for effort, for me.
Yeah. This is a Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan song that Jeff Buckley played at a live gig.
11
Tim,
minutes.
his father also died really young, right?
Yeah.
So neither of them had huge discographies. I should really get into Tim Buckley,
Yeah.
but I haven't checked it out.
No, and there's moments where I think Tim's a better singer, but after hearing that,
Whoa, really?
after
Jeff-
hearing
Jeff is
that,
an
I think
incredible vocalist.
Jeff is a better singer after hearing that piece.
He's a really good guitarist too. Jeff, I think, is.
Mm-hmm.
We were listening to that again in the car recently, and I realized I thought it was him strumming an acoustic guitar and singing because that's how most coffee shop performances are. But I'm pretty sure that's a clean Telecaster with his voice because that's his main instrument, and you can hear it it's a plugged in sound. It's just super clean. It sounds
Nice.
almost acoustic.
And you know me, I'm a sucker for Telecasters.
I know.
I love me a Telecaster.
Did you bring your Strat again today?
Yeah. My Telecaster's still in the shop.
Oh, really? What's wrong with it?
God, now we're talking about guitars.
I love the guitar talk.
Every time when I bend it around the 13th or 14th fret on the first string, it just hisses a bit.
Might need a fret level.
Yeah, so that's what it's happening. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, that's it. And yeah. We should get into the actual albums. Yeah. I'm guessing it's an hour already. Yeah, I'm joking. No, you don't have to show. It's okay.
Oh, I don't even know. I'm curious.
42
42
minutes.
minutes.
No,
Okay,
no,
we're doing
not bad,
fine.
not
And with a little bit of light editing.
Yeah.
Usually when I edit, I cut out like 5-second pauses here and there, or maybe if there's like some offensive line we don't want out
Dude,
there.
but your
I take
flow
it
of
out.
editing is great. Like, you made me laugh on the second episode.
I zoomed in on your
of
face.
the ODcast and the sock thing.
Oh yeah.
You also made me laugh with the interview with Hunter. Just really good stuff.
What was there? Anything funny in that? There's some funny photos I put in of like me with crazy eyebrows.
I like Hunter's voice, really calming. I like the ASMR vibes.
The funny thing is he doesn't talk like that at all in real life.
I'm guessing.
He put on that persona as soon as I
Yeah.
stuck a mic in his face.
I'm guessing Hunter was nervous. I mean, I was nervous on the first episode too, which is crazy.
Now you're
Getting so many views on that first episode. Still,
going up.
Yeah.
Like 900 or something, or maybe 8.
boy,
something.
who's watching this stuff? And thank you again. Thank you. Pretty cool. So, I've been meaning to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you bust a nut listening to slow jams in your life?
No, I've never put it on while actually engaging in coitus, if that's what you mean.
By yourself or with a partner?
I do not put on Kanye West to.
You don't want to
Have an
get your
intimate
sheets
evening
wet
with
listening
myself.
to Deep Sweat?
I love that song so much, but I think it's more like for comedic value. It's very sensual. It's a great song, but like I love just like driving around at night, like blasting that and singing along with it, but
yeah.
not necessarily like having an actual slow jam, intimate evening.
Slow
with
jam in the mattress, on the mattress.
Yeah, let's get into the College Dropout. Like we already established this, but when I brought up Kanye, like those first like 4 or 5 albums are just, I think, incredible, and I feel I'm a little behind as a fan to like not have given much of his recent work a chance, and I want to get back into it. Donda, like I love the sound of the record. Like I like the production. It's a little too minimal and like modern spacey R&B at times to me.
That's what I was enjoying it.
It's great. It's the sound of 2022 and what he wants to add to like the conversation of hip hop. But College Dropout is just such a fun, like eclectic record.
It's different, both of them. But let's talk about College Dropout more.
2004.
2004.
What year? Because we're like almost the same age, but I was right at the cusp of the class of like 2007 in high school. We graduated in that year, so
Let's
I
not
started.
talk about that.
I want to know. I want to know
we're
what
both
year.
40 years old. How about that? We're both 40-year-olds.
We're not 40.
Yeah. Let the fans
Getting there.
Let the fans guess what age we are.
Well, we don't have to talk too much about it,
Yeah.
but I remember distinctly being a freshman in high school when College Dropout came out. And were you a freshman or were you a sophomore?
I was
or-
around there.
You don't know
want me
exactly?
to get an answer? I was around there, maybe a little bit older, maybe a little bit younger. I don't know. Maybe I'm younger than you. Maybe I'm older than you.
See, I take pride in like being in my mid 30s at this point. I used to feel like embarrassed to be in my like 20s.
It's weird. I have pride of having gray hair.
Me too. I've got
I
gray
love
hair in
it.
my beard,
I love it.
balding on top. I like the maturity.
I was thinking back on the first episode of our ODcast. You're a better man than Carlos Santana.
What the hell does that?
Yeah,
Oh,
because-
because I don't hide my baldness.
Yeah, you are confident with who you are, and you're not going to put a effing hat on. While Mr. Santana preaching his spirituality and all that stuff, and he is one of the most vain people out there because he has to wear a hat. There was a video of like someone touching his hat or like his hat kind of like messed up a bit, and he freaked out and put it back on.
Wow.
It gets me angry.
There's a lot of men like that.
Yeah.
And like, I don't judge it because I've gone through it and I dealt with all that insecurity.
But you're my Larry David of my friends.
in that I just like don't give a shit anymore.
Well, and then Larry David has this whole philosophy about baldness. He hates people who have hair and they decided to shave their head. He's like, who the F are you? You know? Yeah, he has a whole, he has a whole
I'm
whole
not
show about
so
being
into
bald.
a Curb Your Enthusiasm. I know it's great, and I like his
He's my
general
spirit
persona.
animal. I mean, you know me already. Like, there's many social gatherings where I've done something extremely cringeworthy that is something, quote unquote, Larry David would do. I'm not giving any stories right now, but yeah. But yeah,
I mean, the thing about, like, I don't find Carlos to be that vain because it's a hat. Like, it's clearly not part of his. It's not like trying to be real hair. It's not like a wig, is what I'm saying, or like hair transplants. Like, I think that kind of stuff is a bit vain. But if it makes you happy, like, do what you will. But people can tell you're not really hiding anything, or you're not like fooling anybody. So may as well just be comfortable. Like, having a shaved head is honestly like so freeing from a like maintenance and like getting ready in the morning, showering perspective. Like, it just dries instantly.
Yes. I need to show you a picture when I shaved my head back in the day.
Oh man, I would love to see that.
People thought I was a neo-Nazi. It was
But
funny.
you're brown.
I know. What's weird, like, once I shaved my head, I had that same thing that Terry Crews have.
Like wrinkles in your skin.
I had that. It was weird. They have a name for it, like spider or something.
Is it actually like you have like extra skin on your head or something?
No, just wrinkles. I got wrinkles in it. It's crazy.
I was just watching the Terry Crews 1,000 Miles White Chicks clip again. I just went down a rabbit hole of that particular song.
I need to see that movie. That movie did not do well when it came out, but now it's a cult classic.
It was apparently like a huge cult movie.
Yeah.
It was like critically panned for, I think, good reason.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the whole thing. I think I rented it as a kid or a teenager. And like, I probably finished it, but I did not think it was a great work of cinema. But the Terry Crews singing that song, he's got a great voice for one.
Yeah.
Like, his pitch is really good, and he's doing these cute little dance moves. But I don't know. You mentioning Terry Crews just brought me back to that.
Good times.
Vanessa
Good times.
Carlton. We can do a whole podcast about her interesting career.
I mean, I haven't. Okay, I want to compliment my friend. You know him, Robert O. Martinez.
Berto?
Bert O. Yes. So, back in COVID times, 2020. He asked me this question. He was like, "Hey, Oscar, I have a huge question to ask you, but I need you to listen to Kanye West's discography first before I tell you." And I'm like, well, "Just tell me now." I was like, No. You got to listen to it first, and I'll ask you the question. So 2 months later, I listened to the whole discography, and I said, "Okay, I finished it. What's up?" And he said, "Oh, I forgot." But ever since then, I just been on this journey of finding certain artists that I like or that I'm curious about and listen to their whole discography. And Kanye West was my first one.
Had you not heard most of the albums before?
I have.
But
Maybe I forgot one or two.
gaps?
Yeah, some gaps. And also, it's kind of cool to see the progression from one album to another and see where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Like, what year, like what era of Kanye was that?
Oh, I mean,
when you did the whole discography, was it recent?
It was before Donda.
Okay, but after like
it was before the whole
Pablo and Jesus and obviously.
Well, I think the last one was Jesus is King.
Jesus is King.
Yeah.
I still haven't heard that one.
That one's pretty good. I mean, it's really spiritual, but it's
bad things about it.
It's 30 minutes, 40 minutes, so it's short.
I like that.
Yeah. Again, he's funny. That's one thing I like about Kanye from the first album and the last album. There's some funny moments, funny comments. Like, I still laugh at the comments saying that Adam is not black because a black man would never share his ribs. Cracks me up. I think that's hilarious.
Kanye has so many of those great like one-liners in a rap lyric. Like, you can tell he like just thinks of a really funny concept and then like makes it rhyme in a greater verse.
You know, it'd be funny if Kanye saw this this and he'll just make this a big deal. Because I'm going to say something. I agree with Kanye when he said that Bad Bunny is better than Drake.
Yeah, I saw you posted
Oh,
that
yeah.
on your story, and I don't
yeah.
know who is Bad Bunny.
He's a Puerto Rican rapper.
Okay.
Pretty good.
He agrees. Like, I thought he and Drake like had a lot of mutual respect, and like he likes Drake because he in the Piers Morgan interview he's like talking about how he's Matisse and Drake is Picasso, which is pretty high praise.
Okay. Well, that's another thing I want to talk to you about the similarities of College Dropout and Donda. I don't know the full details, but I want to know because I'm curious. So Kanye and Jay-Z were friends. Were friends in College Dropout. You know, they
he was making like
Yeah.
beats for Jay-Z's albums.
Somewhere in the middle, after the 2012 album with Jay-Z, something happened where they're not friends. I don't know what happened exactly. They're not friends. And then Donda came out, and Jay-Z's back in it. So everybody's kind of happy to see like maybe they forgave each other and they're friends again. You know, That's one thing I liked about Donda. There's a lot of like bad things happening, and they're kind of reconciling again, and they're great friends. Drake, I heard drama. There's drama between him and Drake that they're not friends anymore. I don't know what it is exactly, but they have like they hang out and they talk, and then they're friends, and then again they're not friends. Maybe they're frenemies. I don't know. But the biggest question I have, I heard this in the rumor mills. Common and Kanye are not cool with each other. They used to be besties. Now they're not cool. But I saw in the Genius documentary that they were talking to each other. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's a whole gimmick for people like us just to talk about it so they can get much richer in the strategies of capitalism.
Yeah, that could be part of it. Like the rap feud is such a huge part of hip hop, and like helps each rapper like gain notoriety, be like called out, and like just like feuds can be great for publicity. But I think knowing Kanye's personality, it's probably genuine that like he pisses somebody off, they don't talk for 6 months, but then there's so much mutual respect as artists that they come around. Like,
I mean, I still don't.
Who knows?
I still don't forgive him for what he did to Taylor Swift, and I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan, but like, dude, respect her.
I was reading an article that like commented on that particular moment where he upstaged her at the VMAs or whatever.
Did you say that on live TV when it happened?
No, I didn't have MTV.
Oh, I saw it when it happened. That was so weird.
That would have been amazing to see. I was watching the Oscars when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, and that felt like seeing history in the making.
It was like our I'm joking. I take it back. I take it back.
But, you know,
Jay-Z, Will Smith, Taylor Swift.
I don't have anything to say.
You're talking about Taylor
that.
Swift. You saw.
Well, Oh, you're right. I was going to say that they were playing it off like that was like kind of a funny moment in his life. They kind of brushed it off as being like, oh, Kanye was really drunk when it happened, and it was kind of just like another one of his crazy publicity stunts. Yeah. It's the VMAs. Who cares?
Yeah, it's the VMAs.
It's just he made television history. And just like. As people, individuals, we learn from our mistakes. Like Kanye's that guy in culture who's making mistakes and letting us learn from them. He's taking a lot of bullets for us as a society. I'm serious.
Yes.
He's showing us what not to do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You're right in that sense. I mean, if that's the case, we should also praise Jeffrey Dahmer. We shouldn't be doing those things too.
Well, look, no one got hurt or killed by Kanye.
You're right.
Just feelings, and it's not the same.
Okay, so in the beginning of the episode, I was talking about he's one of the greatest producers ever. You know, he just makes some great beats. I really like Common B, and he produced that. Kanye produced that.
One of Common's albums?
Oh yeah, it's called B.E. B.
I've never been super into Common. He always just seems a little too like serious to me.
He's a serious guy.
He wants to do good with his music, which I get and I respect it, but like I listen to music to laugh sometimes and have
Yeah.
a good time.
You don't want a
Kanye-
Boy Scout when it comes to
Kanye
hip
does
hop.
that.
You want a rebel,
Right.
right? You want a what's the guy from Happy Days?
The Fonz.
You want a Fonz when it comes to hip hop.
I never watched Happy
You
Days.
don't
so
want
I
you don't want
really
an
get
Archie hip hop.
his-
You want the Fonz hip hop.
What are you, like a 70-year-old man from
I guess.
who watched Happy Days growing up?
I've never seen Happy Days. You know, I have never seen MASH either, and I heard MASH is fantastic.
Again, like
Yeah.
before my time.
About the same
I
here.
don't
I mean,
really
maybe
care.
it's around our time. We were born in the 70s, remember? Wink.
You
wink.
can
wink,
push that
wink.
narrative. See, I thought you were insecure about looking too old, but you want us to look older?
Older or younger, I just don't want people to know. I want people to come and say, "Oh, your age is 62." Or
I
maybe
like-
for,
I
maybe
like
to respect
owning-
Paul McCartney, we're both 64.
I like owning our
Okay. Okay, now you got
our
it.
age because that explains so much about how we appreciated certain artists and certain eras of their career.
True.
Like I aged out of Kanye probably when I like turned 25, which would have been around like the Pablo time. I just kind of like grew out of it. I listened to other music, but in my teen years, so I already said I was freshman in high school, and I didn't know anything about Kanye. I didn't like listen to hip hop at all, but I was in an art class in my at Whitney Young High School. I'm just giving all the personal details away today.
Back in in Jackson's Boulevard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. How do you know the street my high school was on? That's pretty
I mean,
impressive.
I drive there.
Okay.
You know.
Yep, Jackson
Yeah.
and like
Drive
Racine.
slow, homie. You know, you never know, homie.
That's on late registration,
Correct.
right? That's a good album too, but we're
My-
not going to talk
My
about
favorite
it.
album, but we'll talk about that later. We'll never talk
We
about
can
it in
come
this
back
podcast.
to that.
Nah, let's not.
But I was like super quiet, didn't have any friends really in my one art class except the one girl I went to grade school with, who was named Christy. I don't remember her last name, but I shouldn't say it out loud anyway.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
But
Let's respect Christy's privacy.
I
Christy, if
can't
you're
say
watching,
it
hello.
anyway. She was really into Kanye, and he had just dropped like a single. Jesus Walks had come out, but
Yeah.
I don't think the album had come out yet.
Yeah.
Because this was like fall of 03, spring 04. And she was like raving about Jesus Walks as a song. And I was like, wow, what is this? A new like Christian rap music that's topping like the radio charts. So that's how I first heard Kanye. And I don't think I got into it the full album right away, but that was what like made me aware of his existence. And I started listening to the whole album soon after that.
When I heard College Dropout when it came out, I didn't care for it. It wasn't until late registration where I heard him say, and as I heard him say with Adam Levine with the little piano
Yeah.
thing, that's when I started like, okay, this guy's got something. And then I went back to College Dropout, and then I enjoyed it. I saw and understood him. And I don't want to give credit to these guys because it can be a bit snobs, but I'm going to. Greg Kot and Jim DeRogatis at Sound Opinions, they were talking about College Dropout, and I enjoyed their perspective.
Okay.
And that made me also listen to them and give Kanye a credit,
Did
a
one
chance.
of them die?
That's news to me if that's the case.
Okay, sorry. Maybe I'm like having a weird like Gene Siskel, Roger Ebert
Yeah,
moment and thinking
yeah.
like one of them. at
Well,
least is
Gene
dead.
Siskel is dead.
They're both
Oh, they're
dead.
both dead. Yeah, but Gene
But,
Siskel died first.
Cott. I think Greg Cott might be dead.
No.
I'm sorry, Greg, if you're out there still alive. I'm just like
Here's the correction right
Yeah.
here.
or the confirmation.
Or the confirmation.
Yeah,
I
used to
shook
watch
Greg
their
Kott's
show.
hands one time.
Where and when? Did
In
this
Elgin
happen?
Community College, they were talking about how technology is helping music, like how you don't need 500,000 fans to be a musician, a livable wage. You just need 30,000 fans, diehard fans, and you're good. But anyways,
not even.
I mean, that's what he's
Nowadays,
saying.
when
Yeah.
you have like Patreon and
This is
like-
before Spotify. This is like in the 2010s. Hi, B-Rook.
Hi, Brie Whitney.
Brittany, don't say that. You're making me cringe.
She didn't
So,
hear
anyways,
it.
I shook Greg Kott's hands. The most cleanest, softest hands I've ever touch to the point that I felt disgusted because my hands are really rough. I'm not rough, but like touch them.
They're kind of rough. They're
Yeah,
also like fairly smooth.
But his was so smooth, smoother than Rob Thomas's voice. And I'm still like flabbergasted by his hands.
That's the hands of a music critic. They
Yeah.
don't have to do like any manual labor. They just write on their computers all day. I liked Greg Kot and Jim DeRogatis a lot, but like I don't think they have the same taste as me at all. They
don't.
have a lot of knowledge about certain areas of music, and they can talk about it intelligently.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. But yeah, College Dropout. I think the more I listen to it, the more I get it. There's some not good songs, but overall it has a good flow. I think Donda has a better flow. But
Yeah.
Donda, in my opinion, Donda's.
Well, they took out the skits for one thing. That's no longer in fashion.
Thank you
pop
for
music.
bringing that up because I listened to it on vinyl and they took off the skits. And I'm normally I don't care about skits, but on College Dropout the skits are important.
Yeah, I'm surprised they took them out. Was that just for space reasons?
I think it's for space reasons.
What did they? Was this like a repressing, a remaster of
Yeah.
College Dropout?
Yeah. So
Do you know the year of that version you have?
It's 2016, 2015.
Okay, so yeah, that's when skits are already out of fashion.
Yeah.
He's trying to rewrite history.
Yeah,
He's
but-
George Lucasing his own work.
Oh gosh, not good. But like, I am normally an avid person saying that like vinyl is better than CDs or streaming. This is not one of them. The streaming is better, or the CD is better than the vinyl.
Because it has the skits.
It has the skits. Because one of the biggest flaw of vinyl is that you only have a certain time to put whatever you want.
It's a single
22
disc
minutes
or
on one side and 22 minutes on the other one, 21 around
but
there.
the College Dropout's just one. Do they call them discs in vinyl? One record,
One
Like
disc, disc 1, disc 2, or disc
Right,
A, disc
okay.
B. Or, yeah. Side A, side B.
Since we're just starting to talk about the album, I want to take a quick bathroom break.
All right, cool.
Do you need to go?
No.
Sorry,
All right, since Dylan is in the bathroom, I think this is the perfect time for us to sit down, relax, meditate for a bit. Just close your eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Remind yourself that you're in control. Remind yourself that you are important. You are loved. Don't let the stress control you. You control the stress. Don't forget to breathe. And don't forget to take it out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Don't let all the worries take you down. You can accept it. You can show that it's there. But don't let it control you. You have the power to change what you want to change. Breathe in. Breathe out.
An hour and 8 minutes on the video.
Well, thank you for that meditational part. That was pretty cool.
I was about to ask like what you were doing. I couldn't
I think
hear.
it's going to be fun for you once you're editing it.
Probably will.
Mhm.
I'll add an EDM Skrillex soundtrack to your meditation.
Okay,
College Dropout.
you got a favorite song? People hate it when I ask that.
Man, it depends on what I'm after. Like it has so many perfect songs for different moods. Like Slow Jams is a great, more like sensual but also comedic mood. I used to really like playing the song School Spirit, where with like the names of the sororities.
That's my favorite song from the
Nice.
album, School Spirit.
It's so like catchy.
It's a good beat.
Yeah.
It's a good effing beat.
All his beats are so good.
There's some bad ones, but a good 80,
What's a
good
bad
92% is good. The only the Breathe In, Breathe Out with Ludacris.
I love that song.
The only reason I like that song is because Ludacris is giving hope, giving life to that song.
Yeah. Ludacris, like it's a cool. He just has such an interesting like raspy voice. It's it's not a great song like, lyrically or thematically.
I have a confession to tell you.
What?
I have worked out listening to Kanye's workout jam.
That's so funny because it's such a misogynistic, like sexist song
Yeah.
towards women, and yet you use it to motivate yourself to work out as a man. Like I was listening to that while painting in my studio,
Yeah.
and Brooke heard the lyrics from the other room, and
Yeah.
like I could tell she was like
Cringing?
pissed off
Oh
at
my God.
like the things he was saying
I
because
just-
it's so misogynistic.
You're right. I didn't think of it that way. My favorite part is the ending with the soul claps and the "That's right, go ahead, work, get that body, you deserve." It's a good line. It's so catchy. I like that.
It's full of hooks. And about the catchy thing, like I had a realization listening to it, and you just brought up Adam Levine, who opens the next album, Late Registration, but there's no like contemporary like white, I guess we have to bring race into it, like white rap and rock and pop and like alternative artists on College Dropout as guests, but it still has such a like poppy, like hooky, and I think there's like rock influence in his hooks in College Dropout. Like I was like like trying to play along on guitar and like strumming chords to like We Don't Care or It All Falls Down, and they could be rock songs.
I mean,
without the verses.
Yeah, because I'm not saying he's the first producer, but he's one of the only producers out there who used distortion in his samples. You can hear it like on and heard him When It All Falls Down. There's a little bit of distortion at the end of the song.
Like in the guitars.
In the guitar, and then also in Jail on Donda too. So and then on the Sway interview with Kanye, he was complimenting Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor, that he likes Trent Reznor.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I know I'm going in a tangent, but like, what was the moment that made you say, okay, Kanye knows his SHIT. He is a good producer. He knows what he's doing. What was that moment that you say, he's brilliant?
I think from the very first seconds of the album, We Don't Care, when he comes in with that hook and he's like a little out of tune, and yet he's like, this is good. This is for the album. Like
2 hours later.
drug dealing just to get by, stack your money till it gets sky high. Wasn't supposed to make it past 25. Joke's on you, he's still alive. Throw your hands up in the sky and say, we don't care what people say. This is the other thing I wanted to mention, and that I love about College Dropout, is that it's a little bit before the era of auto-tune. So there's like, well, okay, auto-tune existed, but not like T-Pain levels of auto-tune,
You got a point there.
or 808s and Heartbreak.
Do you know the
auto-tune.
first? Do you know the first song that was auto-tuned?
Is it Cher, Believe?
Darn tootin', you got that correct, buddy.
Thanks, Bob Barker or whoever that was. I'm sure that wasn't the first song to use auto-tune as like a corrective device. First to make it like audible to the listener, for sure. That was like to music.
From what I heard, it was the first in music history, period.
But auto-tune as a concept, like of fixing bad notes in the studio, that has existed since like early 90s, I think.
I didn't know.
But you just probably didn't notice it. But Cher like
The
used it as a like
sound like
voice.
that.
Yeah, like a weird like digital voice, and it suddenly people found out about it for the first time.
I like Cher. She's pretty cool.
good.
She's pretty cool. But okay, my moment when I said "Holy S hit," Kanye is good, was when he sampled King Crimson.
Oh, Power.
Yeah, I was like, I'm a fan.
That's my favorite album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted
I need to listen to it
Fantasy.
again.
It's so good.
It is good. I just because when you make a record, when you sample, you need to listen to the whole song, and then you think to yourself, oh, this is perfect. So like in his personal time, Kanye was listening to King Crimson and said, this is good. that gives me respect. I have respect for him for doing that, you know. And there's a lot of hip hop producers out there that do the same thing as Kanye. In my opinion, the best hip hop producer of all time is Jay Dilla, because he did that a lot. I was listening to Donuts. God, I feel like I'm gonna get canceled by this, but like, you know, back in the day, I was a hardcore Frank Zappa fan. Now I kind of still am, but not as much.
Zappa is cancellation.
Yeah, dude, Zappa's not good. But
I'm just kidding.
There's a moment where Jay Dilla samples Zappa talking to the audience, and you only know that song if you're a hardcore fan. So Jay Dilla knew that piece, and that's only one segment of Donuts. And he's doing that with a lot of other samples. Mm-hmm. So my respect for Jay Dilla.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's like the whole like crate digger mentality. Like you just like probably find vinyls in record stores and just use random bits that speak to you. That's super cool. And when you think about it, the King Crimson sample is like tailor-made for Kanye. He is a 21st century
schizoid man. Yes, he is. You know, I do feel bad. I see that I'm getting so problematic with Kanye. Let's not talk about that. College Dropout, you still want to talk more about it, or you're done? Or are we just going to go back and forth like a ping pong kind of thing? We can go back and
forth. Like, I honestly don't have that much more to say about Donda.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's more
really?
I
feel like there's a lot to say about Donda.
Well, you've heard it more times than me.
Yeah,
but I found like it's minimalist in its production, which like I like in small doses as like a palate cleanser in an album. But give me some like maximalism and energy too. There's some
vibes to it.
There is, but it's all with that like very like spacey like synth.
Don't you think it's his
tone.
most personal album though?
It's personal, but it has like such Christian themes at times. Like, I mean, I don't really, and so many songs like with no drums or just like a kick,
which
like boom, boom,
gives it a more, in my opinion, gives it a more like bonding moment with him and the listener. For me, because you know he wants you to put attention to the lyrics. Oh, before I forget, I want to say this. What do you think about him as a rapper? Do you think he's a great rapper?
I'm glad you bring it up because we want to talk about this. Yeah, all my life I've heard people like talking shit about Kanye as a rapper, but I think he's great. I think his lyrics are always like really clever and funny, and he delivers them well. And I think his voice is interesting and like it cuts through a mix and it's as an interesting tone. You can always tell it's Kanye. So I think he's great.
I think he's a great lyricist. I think he practices a lot. But if you put him on the spot, like to impromptu, he can't do it.
Sure.
So in that sense, I don't think he's the greatest rapper because he can't improvise.
He's not the greatest rapper by any means, but he's serviceable for his music.
You know how Kanye said that Bad Bunny's better than Drake? This is my hot take. Cardi B as a rapper is better than Kanye. Lyrics are funny, and she can rap. She's got some vibes.
Yeah.
She can make me laugh, and her lyrics are really brilliant sometimes.
Does she have the body of work though? Like I feel like Cardi B has like a couple albums so far.
But she's wholesome. She's caring. She talks about the community.
Wholesome?
Yeah.
WAP is wholesome.
Cardi B is wholesome. Like I saw a skit. I mean, she was playing a live show, and he was talking to the Mexican. I mean, I have a soft spot when someone outside of the Mexican culture respects the Mexican culture. Cardi B was one of them, you know? Bad Bunny's one of them. That's why I like Bad Bunny a lot.
What about Daddy Yankee?
He's okay. I mean, he's
not really a real rapper.
He's the OG of reggaeton, so I gotta give credit where credit's due. Do I like his music? Not really. I'm not a fan, but I'm not gonna hate him.
No.
I found out something about him, which you're not gonna know. His name is Ramon Ayala. Daddy Yankee's name is Ramon Ayala.
Is that Ramon and then a last name?
Yeah, Ayala,
Ramon
yeah.
Ayala?
And there's a famous...
I see Brett. I'm going to let him in.
Okay, pause it right now.
Oh, the door's open. Hey, Brett. We're just recording a podcast about Ye West.
Ye.
Kanye. Oh. How well do you know the College Dropout?
I don't really know.
Oh man.
I'm not really a big Kanye West music fan. I
feel
really
like
don't
I've heard you like
I
put
like
on
some of his
his
songs, but like in whole, I'm not the biggest fan of his music.
Do you want to join us on a cover of a Kanye song at some point today?
Sure.
They're pretty simple beats, easy to remember. I thought you were wearing a Pornhub sweatshirt.
It looks
for
like that,
some-
right?
It's like the black.
Sometimes like it.
I thought it was Brazzers.
Yeah.
That would be a different font. I
I'm
think.
interrupting.
No, you're fine. You are in the middle of many cameras.
I need to get out of here.
I am a little bit drunk.
I want to get drunk.
I'm
I'm not drunk enough to be on camera.
You will get drunk. But yeah, I think Cardi B is a great rapper. Random question. Just I'm putting you on the spot. Who's the best rapper? Who's your favorite rapper of all time? Favorite.
Like favorite is not the same as like person whose music I would listen to the most.
Okay.
Which is honestly probably Kanye as far as like albums
Yeah.
and stuff I would listen to. Like he's the top. But in terms of like lyrical ability, like Kendrick is amazing. I actually like love Jay-Z's early albums especially. Nas's first album is great. But besides Kanye, like I would honestly pick Jay-Z second.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, it's a fight between Kendrick Lamar and ODB.
Never really got that into ODB.
He's got some fire, man.
Wait, he was in Wu-Tang, right?
Yes. I'm surprised you didn't say Dylan is your favorite rapper.
Is Dylon even a real rapper, or is he just a something from the Chappelle Show?
Something from the Chappelle Show. Maybe he was a member because they were making fun of that P. Diddy reality TV show. Maybe there was a guy named Dylan. I don't remember. Yeah.
Probably was not a real person.
Who cares? But it's funny. I always like referencing that to you.
I mean, you brought up Cardi B a second ago, and
Yeah.
I would pick Nicki over Cardi any day.
Bro, no. I mean,
Like,
I like Nicki before 2007. I know that's so weird.
2007, she wasn't even like on the radar.
I know, but like her. Sorry, I sound like a hipster now, but like she back then, like again, kind of like Kanye. Like she had fire. She had something to say. There was something in there. Now that fame is there, they can just do whatever the F they want. It's a playground.
But like it was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. She had a guest verse on Monster, and I think that like broke her career wide open.
Nice.
And like that.
Good for you.
That was 2010.
Good for you.
And like the next few years for her were just like fire. Like her like solo albums were incredible. She was featured on so many great tracks. And she's just so like, to be a great rapper, you have to have like really good enunciation. It's like a very physical thing. Like your mouth just has to, and your tongue and throat have to make these very like
Between wet sounds and dry sounds. No.
Sure.
But I think Cardi B's better. I mean, we got to give it the test of time and all that stuff.
I got to listen to more Cardi B because I just know the Yellow Bodak Yellow. What is that
Bodak
called?
Yellow. Yeah, Bodak Yellow.
And WAP. Those are like kind of my only two things.
Come
of Cardi
on,
B.
put the truck in her small garage. That's just brilliant words. Kanye couldn't think of that.
Was that even her? Or was that Megan?
That was Cardi B. That was Cardi B.
Okay.
I'm 85% positive. But yeah, Donda, dude. Sorry, now going back about Donda, I just liked it because it's so personal. I liked the vibe. I liked the flow of it. It had a better flow than College Dropout. And
A much slower,
patient
patient flow.
Yeah, but let's talk about the elephant in the room. And this is a sensitive topic, and I don't want to offend anyone because, it sucks. It sucks, period. And I don't want to piss off Kanye because, it's not like he's going to watch this. Who cares? Obviously, everything changed since his mom died.
Which I didn't realize was so long ago.
Yeah.
She died in like 2008 or something.
Yeah. So, like, he's still mourning that. Like, you can basically divide Kanye when Donda was alive and when Donda was died. You know, everything changed from that. Like Donda was his anchor.
Yeah, his first three albums are much different in tone, but I always kind of like figured that was just music trends changing and like the more like synthy, auto-tuned pop R&B sound getting popular. Because he never really went back to that more like acoustic chipmunk soul sample.
But I like that stuff.
I love it.
Yeah.
He puts it in like places, but like College Dropout and Late Registration are so
and maybe
eclectic.
And maybe it's the evolution of Kanye, like trying to figure out new things that he likes. But like his mom's death did a huge impact, and it did a huge impact on his mental health. And I feel for him because it sucks. Like you see that documentary and you see the love. That, you know, there's a lot of genuine moments in that documentary that you feel for him.
I have to watch that.
I also want to bring this up because it's an important thing. Mental health is extremely important. Kanye is a victim of his own demons. It's a shame that we're suffering from it as well, but it gives you a light that you need to pay attention and take care of your mental health. If not, you're going to go into these heavy rampages that no one else needs to experience. And
True.
I really do hope he gets the help and the health that he needs. If it's religion, great. I mean, if it works, it works. But like, it's not cool when you try to promote it to everyone else. It's okay if you want to talk about it, but you're trying to pressure people to be them, or trying to stop abortion because of your religious views. Now that's where you're like, it's a thin line. That's where it's hard for me, as you know, as a viewer, as a listener, as a fan. I'm gonna say this to you. I started not liking him when he made this comment. This was like around 2015, 2016 when Trump was running for president. He said that slavery was a choice. That got me angry. That made me say, like, I can't, like, and I got angry at society. Like, we forgot about that. We should, this is maybe my little manifesto. We should not forgive Kanye for saying slavery was a choice.
Yeah. Or that's saying that, like, because abortion is the number one killer of black babies, that it should be outlawed. Like, he's said some really fucked up shit lately. And I agree. It's not right. He has a huge platform and his voice does matter and does mean a lot. The anti-Semitic things, like,
yeah, dude, that's cool.
Which I'm honestly very confused by, how he can say he's a Jew in one breath and then in the next say, like, I'm going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Like, it's just bizarre.
Maybe he's like going against Ashkenazi Jews versus I forget the other two kinds of Jewish people.
Yeah,
like there's like racism within you know, the Jewish people. But then again, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I just can only observe what they are telling me or what I'm reading and go from there. And I don't want this to be a political podcast, even though with your last episode with your friend Hunter, you talk about voting.
We did a little bit.
Boy, you guys, you troublemakers.
Yeah, but we both admitted that we're not the best observers of politics or activists. Yeah, maybe we should start wrapping it up. Do you have any final thoughts before we try to like cover a song? Did we talk enough about Kanye's music?
No, I think I'm good. I just want to ask you if you want me to bring out the next topic for the next episode.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you want to use this time to record our new theme song.
Yes to both of those.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Now,
is the new theme song just going to be like a new version of ODcast or like a brand new melody? And
brand new melody.
Do you have one in mind?
Yeah.
I do.
I do.
Okay,
And I'm
great.
kind of cringing just thinking about that.
No, we got to do it.
Okay, so I'm going to start, and then I want you to think of something after that. Maybe you can repeat what I'm saying, but I want you to change it up.
Okay, I'll do my best.
God, no, I'm creeping out.
But we got to play guitar for it, right?
No, it's gonna be a cappella because I like the a cappella idea with Hunter. Even though you guys were like,
No, the music was in ours we had a guitar playing. It was like, the lengths I went through to make that theme song. I edited it in Premiere using just the movie clips, and I took the part where you were playing the guitar, overlapped it with the part where like you're singing, and then overlapped with the part with me saying ArtCast.
Okay.
So it's like 3 stacks of
jeez.
tracks, but it worked out perfectly. We
Maybe-
stayed in tune the whole time.
maybe we can add more to it. Since you're a fan of maximalism.
I'm just gonna like try to create a little bit of a. What note are you gonna start on?
It's gonna be a cappella for me.
Well, I know, but like, give me your starting note, and I'll try to find it.
Hey, yo, this is the ArtCast. 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 Hey, yo. Yeah.
Cool. It's more groovy than our previous one. Maybe I'll see if I can make an overdub that sounds cool, but I was too shy to start.
Oh, dude, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I love your whisper vocals.
Thank you.
Again, the ASMR.
Yeah, I
trend.
got inspired from the Beastie Boys, Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. Do you want to talk about the next episode?
Oh yeah, it's your pick.
I noticed a little bit of similarities that you have with your picks. So I don't know if I want to go with your similarities or if I should change it. Your similarities
Whatever you feel.
similarities that
feels
you
right.
have. You're all about Chicago, Smashing and Kanye, Chicago.
Oh.
So I'm thinking to myself,
shit.
should I talk about Chicago artists or should I just go extreme?
I think we explored the all the best ones already.
Oh my God, I don't know about that. I'm just glad that you didn't say Wilco. Oh, you might say Wilco in the future just to piss
I
me
don't.
off.
Well, my choices are things that I think we both would want to talk about, and I know you don't like Wilco, so I wouldn't pick them.
I mean, but I got a feeling like you control me just to because I will listen to it even though I don't like it.
Maybe like 5 years down the line when we're scrounging for bands, I would troll you with Wilco.
I don't like Grateful Dead, but I got a feeling you might talk about, which I appreciate that conversation with you and Hunter about.
I did that with Hunter, but
Yeah.
I'm really the outsider when it comes to the Dead. I don't know. their
as
music.
a person who hates the Dead, I know a lot of weird stuff about the Dead.
Wait, say that again.
As a person who hates the Dead, the Grateful Dead, I know a lot of stuff about the Dead. Like arguably the
Yeah.
best live sessions from them is November of 1972 and November of 1973. It's an argument, but people say that's their golden peak.
Do you have any personal opinion about which is better, or do you just know that that's a commonly cited?
It's a commonly
concert?
cited thing. I can't listen to their live stuff. I just can't. I am one of the weird people who prefer the studio albums than the live albums.
Gotcha.
But I'm not a fan. Okay. So you don't want to talk Chicago based for my decision, or you don't
So
care?
you have a Chicago one and then a not Chicago
Yeah.
one? Do the one you would rather talk about.
All right, just because it's in the radar, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about Bjork's new first album, debut.
Okay.
And she has a new album that came out in September. So last month.
Nice.
So
I'm so glad you said that because I feel
Yeah.
like we needed a female artist.
Totally. I was thinking about that too. We gotta represent everyone, So yeah.
Okay, great.
So-
I haven't listened to Debut in a long time, and I haven't heard the new album, so these
Same
are going
here.
to be 2 new ones for me.
Same here.
What's on Debut? Is it Big Time Sensuality? Is that the
They have
main
the-
single from it?
I think so. But my favorite song from that one is Anchor,
I don't even know.
where she uses all these horns to make these really beautiful chords, and she just sings it. I am in the ocean. I live by the sea. Like, I can't sing like her. So
That was pretty good. You got up there in your vocals.
I'm kind of like Billy
cool.
Corgan. I can only sing like the high melodies. I cannot do the low ones. I wish I can sound like Colin Wolfe.
I bet you could, but honestly, it's not that useful in a typical rock band to be like singing all deep and gruff. You just get buried in the mix unless the whole band is like holding back the low frequencies and like making space for that vocal. It's like so easily buried live.
True. You got a point there.
High vocals cut through, mid range.
Is that why you are a fan of the bridge pickup and the guitar?
It totally is.
Yeah.
I wanna cut through the mix. I want people to hear my.
You want people to know, like,
contributions.
this is Dylan and this is Dylan's guitar.
So we're gonna do Bjork. Yeah, sounds good. Wait, do we have to do debut and the new one? Can we do what we did for Dylan, where we each do our favorite Bjork and like talk a bit about it, and then talk about the new one? Because debut, I remember like not loving debut.
Okay, sure, that works.
I like Post a lot. The next one, and like I like a lot of her albums. Homogenic, Vespertine.
As long as we talk about the new album, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I can't decide which one's my favorite because I like all of them for different reasons.
Yeah, me too.
So
She's a great artist. I'm excited. That'll be a fun one to cover. Damn, that sounds great.
should we get the lyrics?
I think so. It all falls down. I'm telling you it all falls down. But when it all falls down. Southside, we're gonna set this party off right. Westside, we're gonna set this party off right. So self-conscious, she has no idea what she's doing in college. The major that she majored in don't make no money, but you can't drop out, her parents will look at her funny now. Tell me that ain't insecure. Pop says I'm cool, ain't so secure. Sophomore 3/3 ain't picked a career. She like, fuck it, I'ma stay down her and do hair, cause that's enough money to buy her a few pairs of new airs, cause her baby daddy don't really care. She's so precious with the peer pressure, couldn't afford a car, so she named her daughter Alexis. She had hair so long that it looked like Eve. Hair so long that she looked like Eve. She be dealing with some issues that you can't delete. Single black female addicted to retail, and well, it all falls down.
You're good.
I'm telling you all falls down. Telling it all falls down. I'm telling you all falls down. Man, I promise.
I'm so self-conscious. All right, I want you to jam for a bit.
On that beat?
No. I'm gonna do something different, and I want you to jam. Okay? It's gonna be weird.
Okay.
It might even be bad, but it's gonna be good.
I'm looking for a pick. But that's yours. I've got a pick around here. I swear I have picks around here.
Here.
But do you have another one? Maybe we should switch to. Cool riff.
thank you for watching the third episode of ODcast, the podcast.
Are we just going to spell out the full name every time?
I don't know.
Because OdCast has like been used by other things.
Oddcast, or I want to change it to every episode. The Oddcast podcast, the podcast with odds.
ODcast.
don't
That
know.
sounds like a Halo game. The nerds out there will get that reference. Do you get it?
I've never played Halo.
There's a Halo game called Halo ODST. Almost sounds like spelling out Oddcast, but it's not. Yeah, thank you for listening.
Peace.
Peace out. Free yay.
One hour later.
Southside, we gonna set this party off right. Westside, we gonna set this party off right. Man, I promise, she's so self-conscious. She has no idea what she's doing in college. The major that you majored in don't make no money, but you won't drop out, her parents will look at her funny. Now, tell me that ain't insecure. The concept of school seems so secure. Sophomore 3 years ain't paid to career. She like, fuck it, I'll just stay down here and do hair, cause that's enough money to buy her a few pairs. New airs, cause her baby daddy don't really care. She's so precious with the peer pressure. Couldn't afford a car, so she named her daughter Alexis. Hair so long that it looked like weave, and she cut it all off, now she looked like Eve. She be dealing with some issues that you can't believe. Single black female addicted to retail, and well, who you gonna call now? When it falls down, who you gonna call now? Promise, I'm so self-conscious. That's why you always see me with at least one of my watches. Rollies and Porsches that drove me crazy. I can't even pronounce nothing past that for Stacey. Then I spent $400 on this, just to be like, homie, you ain't up on this. And I can't even go to the grocery store without some ones that's clean, shirt with a team. It seems we live in the American dream, but the people highest up got the lowest self-esteem. The prettiest people do the ugliest things for the road to riches and diamond rings. We shine because they hate us, floss cause they degrade us. We trying to buy back our 40 acres, and for that paper, look how low we'll stoop. Even if you in a band, you're still a buddy in a coop. Say fuck the police, that's how I treat them. We buy our way out of jail, but we can't buy freedom. We buy a lot of clothes, but we don't really need them. Things we buy to cover what's inside, cause they made us hate ourselves and love the wealth. That's why shorty's hollering where the ball is at. Drug dealers buy Jordans, crackheads buy crack, and the white man get paid off of all of that. But I ain't gonna act holier than thou, cause fuck it, I went to Jacob with 25,000 before I had a house, and I do it again. Cause I wanna be on 106 and Park pushing a band. Wanna act ballerific like it's all terrific. Got a couple past due bills, I won't get specific. Got a problem with spending before I get it. We all self-conscious, I'm just the first to admit it. When it falls down, who you gonna call now?